G'day viewers, welcome to another super helpful, super cool repair video from the Goat Shed located in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia. Now today we're going to be doing a bit of troubleshooting on our Jacks Open that we've already done some videos on. We did the one on the drop targets and a little bit of a repair overview on a previous one. And we're going to also incorporate another little problem we found with a jack in the box, which we're working on here in the background. So, Jack's Open is all back together. We haven't got all the rubbers on it yet. We just thought we'd try it and see what was going on. And one of the first things that we noticed was we had two score reels running together. Now this is a bit bizarre. Here we go, it's the 100 point. So you press that, and when we eventually get round to the carry for the 100, it'll lock up. Now, what could be wrong? Well, we're going to show you in a minute. Have a little think about what you think might be wrong with it. See what you can come up with, and then we'll talk about it. So overall, this game is now sort of at a point. We fitted the new drop targets, as you all well and truly know. There they are in the game. There's Spanky up the back having a look, and we'll check all those, but manually they all work all right. We'll just make sure they all score, but we do need to fix this problem before we carry on any further. And then as we progress through the video, we'll show you the rule set of this game and how it actually operates. And remember, this game is from 1977, so it was certainly getting up there toward the end of the electromechanical era. So here's the bonus stepper unit out of Jack in the Box. Nothing unusual about that, but I may have mentioned in another video that this was brought into us about a week and a half ago, because when you turned the game on, there was a relay locking on, which was the Z1 and Z2 and Z3 relays all locked on together. And it turned out to be, in the trip bank at the front of the game, a make break switch on the reset relay was touching all the time, causing this to happen. And we had to fix that before we could check it any further, because the guy said there wasn't much wrong with it, only that. But when we were checking it, we noticed that the bonus unit was actually jamming up. So when we operated the drive arm, she'd stick. And also the fact that it was very wobbly. It was really wobbling around, and that didn't seem right, because that what that was doing, that was almost allowing this to come, like that sits in there like that. It was almost allowing that to come out. And you can't have that. What was the problem? Well, the problem is a worn bushing. Now, we've previously done a video on a bushing where where the rivet was faulty. Well, this particular one, the bushing itself is faulty. I'm gonna put that in there, and I'm gonna rock that. You can see that movement. Look at that. That's pretty bad. That's moving about, oh gee, I don't know, a couple of millimeters, and it's not right. So let's get a newer bushing. We're not sure if this one's brand new or not, but it's a hell of a lot better. We'll order some more of these when we get it from PBR. You put this in, and you can see that I'm rocking that. There's really no movement. So we're going to change that bushing out, because that was going to give, or had the potential to give problems, because the step unit was actually sticking. The drive arm would go up into the coil, and the coil would jam, the coil plunger would jam part way up, and you'd have to fiddle around with it to get it to come down. And it was because there was so much movement in that arm that everything was getting twisted around more or less on the drive arm. So there's another one, and we've had, and we did this video, oh gee, I think it may have been last year, where the rivet had actually worn away on the edge there, and we had to fix it all up. So go and check that out as well if you wanted to have a look. So we'll fix that up, and that'll help that bonus unit on this game. Now, let's get back and talk about Jack in the Box. Alright, I'm going to put the schematic up in a minute and show you what we looked for. Now, has anyone had a guess maybe? Our first thought was it's sort of to do with an alternating relay. However, this machine doesn't have an alternating relay in it. So it was in the bank, and I'll put that up, as I say, and we'll talk about that. So thinking about this, we decided we needed to have a look at what could possibly be pulling in both of the 100 point, which is the N for Nelly relay, and the 1000 point, which is the L for Lightning relay. And if you have a look at the schematic, we've got a yellow, blue and red wire on the 1000 point relay, on the 100 point relay, and a green, white and red on the other relay. Now, or is that, oh no, it's a yellow, blue and red. Yellow, blue and red. I'll get up closer so I can see that. So here they are here. There's the 100 point relay with the yellow, blue and red. And there's the 1000 point relay. So we come and follow this yellow, blue, red wire, and we come off and we've got a few extensions. We've got the 9th position on the 10s unit, the C relay, which I think is it's the pop bumper relay, the right-left pop bumper relay. Then we have this 0 position on the sequence unit. So there's a make break. And then we have this switch here on 1B and also on 4B. Now, if we come down, this is what we're looking at first, the 100 point, that goes across there. The yellow, blue and red wire goes over to 1B. And on the 1000 point side, they also share the same switch, the make break switch. So one way gives you 100 points, the other way gives you 1000 points. So that might give you a clue as to what was wrong with it. There was actually a lug touching on the sequence bank, which gave us that problem. So simply 2 lugs touching caused that issue. And once we remedied that, it was fine. So here it is, we can see the score rails, and now we operate and everything's back to normal and it carries over. So a simple little thing like that. Now, I dare say we've probably caused that when we've worked on something, but it may have been like that all the time, but we did work on that sequence bank. We cleaned put a new coil in there, sleeve in the plunger on the reset up bar, and coil I should say, and did a few things like that. So that's okay. That's all good. Now, the other problem we had, or we mentioned earlier on, that the flippers were jamming. Remember that? Okay, so now they're fine. What the problem was, you'll recall we said that the bearing with a boss on it there's the boss, that little bit there, that goes underneath the mechanism, not on top. Someone had it on top, and that makes the plunger sort of go a bit dive sort of upwards, I guess is the best way to put it. So once we've remedied that and we actually put all the new bushings in, that fixed that problem, which is good. So overall, we haven't had a great many problems with this. We're still testing. So what we're going to do is ensure that we're going to put the rubbers on it now, and then we'll be able to actually play the game, and we'll see if there's anything else that we've missed. Let's see if we can actually get game over. That's probably always a good place to start as well. So we're on, what are we on, ball 1? Yeah, there we are, we're on ball 1. Let's drain the ball, and we'll just score a few more points, drain the next ball, and to save doing all that, we'll operate the switch in the trough. 5, we'll score a couple of points, we'll drain the ball, and game over. And we've got a match light on 0 up there, which is good. Okay, so it's all looking pretty good. I think we've got to put it on free play. It's not working on the button. We're on 0 credits. No, it's not. So to start a new game, we'll have to operate the coin switch and to get it going. I can never get my fat little fingers in there, but that's where we're up to so far. So it's coming up okay. I mean, it's a whole lot better than what it was when it came in. There still is some ball swirl marks in the yellow area, but hey, you know, there's not much we can do about that. We can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. We did paint the, or lacquer the side rails on this because they were a bit grotty. We didn't have to do the top arch, it was okay. Unfortunately, the apron is pretty good as well. So now we're just back on to the jack in the box. And we noticed that the credit unit wasn't functioning very well at all. Now, any of you that are observant may notice that this is not a Gottlieb or a genuine Gottlieb credit unit. This is out of one of these Spanish machines, and it's been fitted to this game at some stage. As you can see, there's a different quality of metal. It's much poorer. The escapement wheel is, I think that might even be a plastic. But what we found, it was subtracting all the credits at once, and of course the subtract pull, I've freed it up manually. The subtract pull was actually sticking. It's still not right, so we're going to take that apart and clean it. It's binding on the pivot. This is the same pivot screw. All the parts are Gottlieb. The other difference is you can see they use these hex nuts, and it's not driving very well. So if I take the drive spring off and we operate this, look at that. It's not even returning home. It's really bitey. Really struggling to drive, and even if you hold that out of the road, it's still bitey. So I think a new coil sleeve in here will certainly be in order, and we'll take the plunger out and give it a polish. And it's kind of working now. If we put the spring back on, it kind of works, but it sticks, and it kind of subtracts. A little bit better than what it was. So this needs a good service. So let's show you what else we're up to on Jumping Jack while we're on the job. So we found a number of sticking score reels. I mentioned earlier in the video, Graham feels this machine was in here 10 plus years ago. Well, I don't recall seeing it myself, but that doesn't mean anything. We see so many machines that you can forget them. We only actually started making paper records in about 2016, I think. So here's a score reel, had to come all apart. New coil sleeves just been fitted, as you can see, the nice bright sleeve.
These ones sticking out are the ones that we've got to work on.
And this is out of player 3. Yeah, so we've identified 1.
Player 1's okay.
Player 1's good. So player 2, we've got the
10,000.
10,000. Player, which is player 3?
Here.
Player 3, we've got 2. We've got the 10,000 and we've got the 100. And we've got the 100 on player 4, which is this one we're working on now. So we've just taken we've done plenty of videos, a video on squirrels before. We've just taken this out and cleaned it.
Was gummed up so
and
much.
Let's just make sure it moves in and out okay, which it does.
It's pretty free.
It's pretty free. So you sort of want them falling under their own weight, which that one is, as you can see. There's those bifurcated switches, remember? Viewers, they put these bifurcated switches on so that they wouldn't flap around and they were stronger. The only one they didn't put one on was and this one, by the way, viewers, has got the funny score reel arrangement. Remember how we can tell? By that little nylon spacer there. This is
and that's the 9 in the middle. You can tell it's the 9 because it's got the only one.
Only one, yeah. So this is from 74, I believe.
73.
73, okay. And you remember earlier on we had that stepper unit out, the bonus stepper. We've fitted that back in, and we had to do a little bit of work on the player unit as well. Just a bit. We cleaned the rivets up a bit better and put a bit of PBR grease on them. The mech was working okay. Other than that, I think this is all we've got to do on this now, and then we'll just test it.
Yeah.
So this is all standard stuff that you've got to do on pinball machines. And being a 4-player game, you can probably bet your bottom dollar that they never really play 4 players. No. And this belongs to a guy we know. He's a collector. He mainly has solid state. He's
been collecting here for 30 years.
He has machines on location all around our area. And he's got a few or a handful of EM games. What else? He got a Captain Fantastic, I think.
Yeah, he's had a couple of old runs over the years.
All that sort of thing. So that's something that he enjoys this game, no doubt.
Yeah.
So certainly.
Well, it was his favourite game. He's always been after me to find him one. And I actually think I found this one or knew one of someone who had it.
Oh right, okay. Yeah. These are the 3 relays in the back that we're pulling in: the Z1, player 1 and 2, Z2, player 2 and 3, Z3, player 3 and 4. As soon as you powered the game on, they'd pull in, they wouldn't relax. And what the problem was a switch on the actual trip bank in the front of the game. I'll just show you that.
It's on that one there, Kim, the reset.
Here it is there, so Graham will point to the switch that was bad.
Yeah.
On the reset relay?
Yeah, that one there.
Okay, so it's a make break, and what was happening, it was making all the time and causing it to engage those.
And so basically every time something happened it just start the reset because it was in reset mode. So the guy that dropped it off, he said, every time we hit a drop target they reset. And we said, that sounds a bit suspect. So we pretty well went straight to that to check the reset, so that was it.
Alright, so this is one of those big trip banks that they ended up doing away with and replacing
only about another year and they got rid of
with AX style relays, which is a shame because these are really fun to work on, but it was to do with cost. There's no two ways about that. Obviously that neck there cost a fair bit to manufacture, and an AX relay cost, well, I'd imagine a fraction of the price. I can't show you the schematic for this game because we haven't actually got a paper version of it, otherwise I would show you on the circuit where it was, but it's the reset relay. So there, that trip bank is looking at it from another angle. Sorry about that shadow, but you can see there it says there about the reset relays. What's it say? I can't read it now because in the road. There's one without one of the relays doesn't have a coil on it. There's the bank itself. This particular game, when you power it up, it automatically pulls in the ZB first ball relay, and it's in the tilt hold circuit. So if the tilt hold releases, which would be the H for Harry relay, then when you fire another ball for another player, it has to be able to engage that first ball relay, so it works off the scoring, the 10 or the 100 point, I think it was. Alright, let's move on. Alright, here's the replay unit now all done. Now one thing that I forgot to mention, and forgot myself at first, these damn Spanish things are metric, so you've got to have a set of metric spanners to deal with them. They're fine for us in Australia, although we really don't have any metric spin tights, only sockets. And for the amount of Spanish machines we work on, it's probably not worth our while. But here it is now working all fine. And subtracting. So it's working a lot better than what it was. So that's all fixed. So the old philosophy, do it right, do it once, always applies here with these things. Oddly enough, the shoulder screw wasn't all that gummed up. It was the subtract pawl. There was just a bit of gumph in that. That's the subtract pawl here with the spring attached to it. That's the thing. If it stays up in the air, when you try and do a well, we can do that. Let's just put that up in the air. I think that'll go up. We'll add some replays. Oh, hang on. Put it down first, then we'll add some replays. It's got to check the escapement wheel. You see, when you drive up on these, same as the Gottlieb, your drive pawl pulls down, engages, and then as this goes back, that drops in to check the tooth. Now let's ring up a few replays. Let's simulate that being stuck like that. So we're on 10 replays. You watch what happens now. Goes straight back to 0. Now it wouldn't be stuck up that high. Normally it would be like this one was just stuck a little bit like up in the air, but even though they're like that, they don't operate right. So that's why it's important to get those right, and that's on one of those dreaded pivot screws. But this one has a nylock nut on it. You might just be able to see through here. I'm not a big fan of these Spanish games, I'm afraid. I don't think their quality is really good.
Made, I think, Kim. Very cheaply made.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Even though they use Gottlieb's design, even here you can see there's that nylock nut there. All right. Now I didn't take that coil stop off, but that's a bit crooked. We'll fix that up too. So Graham's got a score reel there in the background. He's servicing.
Oh, it's chocker full of grease.
How many have you got to go now, Graham?
After this one, another 3.
Oh, right. Okay, so...
They're taking longer than what I thought.
Yeah, because they're bad. Yeah. All right. Well, the owner will be grateful, I'm sure.
Trouble is, we're fixing number 3 and 4, and he'll probably never use them again for another 20 years.
Yeah, we'll have to sort of remind him, won't we?
Yeah.
I guess anyone that's got a 4-player game, even a 2-player game, always use player 2 and a 4-player 3 and 4. Even if you just set a game up, you know, once a week, once a fortnight, I should say, maybe even once a month, just to keep those score reels moving, keep the switches clean, and if they are old and they've never been serviced, it'll sort of help you out without having to pull them all apart. I just noticed on my Williams Apollo, you know, I've had that game. I posted, I rolled it the other day, and I posted a photo on our Facebook group, but I noticed that the 100 reel is sticking a little bit on it as well now, so...
Time for morning tea.
Oh, there you go, Graham's gone off to make the morning tea. So I'll have to go through that. I mean, I've been pretty lucky, I haven't had to do much to that. I did do a video a couple of years ago on servicing the ball count unit in Apollo, which is a typical Williams ball count, and the replay unit. So go back about 2 years in our channel and you'll find those servicing Williams step units if you're interested. I guess we're mixing things up a bit here with 2 games, but we thought what a good opportunity. Jack's Open has been here for a full service, and this one, Jack in the Box, has sort of been here for a part service. Now, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, or at least consider doing so. We'd greatly appreciate that. Give us the big thumbs up for our videos, thanking us for making them. That puts us in the good lead with the YouTube, and we get recommendations and new views, etc. from that. That helps us out a bit because we are monetized now. We do earn a little bit of money. Gee, I got to check the other day, and we've already spent that. We're going to put that towards chrome plating on Lightning Ball, which we're also been doing. So we'll get back on now, and if we've got anything when we test Jack in the Box, we'll show you, and then we're going to get back on and finish a little bit more on Jack's Open. Well, they both start with J. It gets a bit confusing. The only other thing we've done on Jack's Open, the shooter rod wasn't real good, and the owner gave us another one. It's not a Gottlieb one, but we've fitted that, and it has made a bit of a difference. We've had to adjust the up and down on that a little bit so that it hits the ball squarely in the middle, in the centre, and it's shooting the ball quite well. So we've just got to rubber that now. I think I mentioned that a little while ago. So I guess we better go ahead and do that. Alright, now, how to put a Gottlieb game into free play. Now this is something that comes up fairly regularly, and something we generally illustrate when we're doing our training course. So putting a game into free play simply means that when the credit meter is at 0, you can press the replay button on the front door and a game will start. Now this is achieved by the middle switch here, which I'm going to get Graham to point to. That one. Let's just get in a bit closer if we can. Now that switch, that's it there.
Which of course is these 2 lights up here.
Yeah. Now what we're going to do, it's as simple as this. We see so many hacks for free plays, it's not funny.
This is the easiest way to learn to hack.
So we've got this wire here, which is white and blue. Or is it yellow and blue? I think it's white. Ooh, hard to tell. And this wire here, which is...
looks like blue-white.
That's blue-yellow, I think. Anyway, that's the 2 on the middle. What he's simply going to do, you're going to put a bit of light on the subject. Look, I'll show you. You watch this light up like a pinball machine now. Look at that. So what we did, watch yourself, I'm going to blind you for a sec. We bought a light stand. Really cool. Makes it a lot easier for us old fellas to see.
A lot of people put a clip across, or they unsolder a wire, or you can press the switch together. But this is the easiest, simplest way to do it, and you can put it back to how it was so quick.
See what he's done? He's bared the wires.
Bared the wires back, and then you twist them together, which in effect is just shortening out the switch. As such.
So easy. Look at that. It's done.
It's not going anywhere. You're not cutting.
Now what we'll do, we'll just turn that light off we just turned on. We'll turn the machine on its place. We'll go around to the front of the machine.
We'll put it on 0 credits.
Put it on 0 credits. There we are. We'll turn the game on. We'll press the credit button. Now I've just got to get Graham to go around because we're doing some work on the front door at the moment to press that. And there you go, it works.
On 0.
All on 0, and the credit unit's on 0. That, viewers, is how simple it is.
And you didn't have to cut no horrible holes in the front of the cabinet.
You didn't have to bend switches. Yeah, remember people drill holes in cabinets? Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
so that's how simple it actually is.
And
pretty good.
Plus you can still get credits, and credits will come off as well.
Yeah, that's right. It works as normal. If you get a replay, it still goes pop.
It still gets a credit.
Everything still works properly.
Just that you're tricking the machine to think that it's got credits on when it's on 0. That's basically what you're doing.
And there it is. We'll just have one more look at that. in the back. There it is close up. Just twisted together. Done. So here's that switch stack off Jack in the Box, because we've got the replay unit out. There it is there. Graham will point to it again.
This middle switch.
The middle switch. Now, we'll just show you where those lugs are. There it is again. That's that yellow and blue wire on one side of this one. And what colour's on the other side? Sometimes a bit hard to tell. But it's the middle switch.
Someone's done a hack on this one.
Oh, righto.
They've actually taken the wire off and they've put it on the same lug. So they've actually, instead of pulling the wires back, they actually unsoldered the wire, which they didn't have to do.
Yeah, I see what they've done.
So
yeah.
we'll repair that.
Yep, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's on Jack in the Box, because we've actually got the replay unit out of the game. There it is there. Remember, that's the one we repaired earlier on.
It's one of those horrible ones out of an Italian.
So that's got to go back in. He's on to his very last score reel here, and then this game will be all good to go. I don't think we've got much more to do to that except test it.
Pretty quick going over. There wasn't a great deal wrong with it.
No. All right, let's get back to Jumping Jack.
Jack's Open.
Jack's Open. They all start with J. I get so confused.
Oh.
Okay, so it's all completely reassembled now. The re-rubbered to the playfield. We've put the plastics back on, and we've basically completed testing it. We're quite happy with it. We haven't hooked up the chimes. Anyone that follows us knows that's the very, very last thing we do.
And we've still got to finish the front door.
Oh, we've got to finish polishing the front door, but we're not going to...
Put a new sticker on it too.
And, yeah, put a new sticker on. So we'll put a picture of that on our Facebook group with the sticker. We don't want to bore you viewers too much. We're here to learn.
But it's looking good.
Okay, so the rules. So we've started a game. Now I'm going to let Graham explain the rules to you.
Okay, it's pretty simple. Like all machines, you've got the top lanes of your skill shots. The clubs will light the right side lane for 1,000 points instead of 100. Same with the heart will do the same with the left hand side. They're completing all the lanes will advance the bonus stepper for the, instead of getting the 2 jacks through the drop targets, you got them through the top lane. So now we've got to shoot for the 3 queens instead of getting the 2 jacks. We've already got 5 the top rollovers, and so I like to hit them with the ball instead of my finger. Now hitting the other queen should, but I'll get something else too. So we'll get the last queen. It's stuck down there. That one's a bit sticky, Kim. We'll have a look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so next we're going to get is 3 queens and 2 kings, which will advance it again. Oops. And last king, queen should reset. A lot of people think that once you get to there, getting down, then the red ones will get you a free game, but that's not what you got to do. What that means is that that's all you need to get. You don't have to get no black ones, just the red ones. Okay, 10 should, it won't give us a free game, it'll give us the reset and give you specials. Okay, now here's the fun bit. We explained before when we rebuilt the drop targets how that works. So basically, they all come up. When I was a kid, it was happening so quick that I thought that the black ones stayed down, but they all come up, and the black ones get knocked down immediately. So now, we've got to get them out again to get a free game. But getting the top rollovers will not give you a free game. It only works when you haven't got specials. It'll give you the points, but it won't give you the game. Okay, now next 10 should give us a credit on the credit meter, which, if you remember, we just adjusted to give us free play, so it should work. Okay.
Whack.
and then they drop the targets and reset them again for another game. So it's basically, once you get specials, just say you get it first or second ball, you can give it a hiding, and that's what we hope to as a kid. But as we all know, the dreaded ball drain down here, which if it's coming down and it goes up, there it goes.
And we'll show you, someone's actually put a hole in each side
for nails, yeah.
For nails, like, come on.
Why would you bother at home?
Yeah, trying to take away for a home use game.
The only good side of it is that you can get the ball back on the outlane as such.
Give it a nudge
Sometimes you don't have to. That's the trade-off that you get. But remember, when you first play it, that happened to everyone. You didn't even see that. As soon as you tried to trap the ball, up she'd go. And down she'd go.
Yeah. So it rolls down like this, bounces up, and
away.
Yeah.
And you go, I forgot about that.
You probably didn't say that. You probably said something worse if you're a kid.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, Graham, we didn't point out, is that for each drop target down, you score 1,000, but for each lane at the top, you
get an extra 1,000.
If you get an extra 1,000. So in other words, if you've got the one of those cards up the top, or two of them out, and you hit one drop target, you'll get 3,000.
It's very similar to how Card Whiz works, when you got out the top lanes and to pay extra for a target. Very similar. There's a few games that have done it. It's a very good idea.
Okay, all right. Well,
yeah, we're happy with the game now.
Yeah, that's a good explanation, I think, Graham. Okay, people, I think we'll end the video now, and we hope this has given you a bit of an insight into two separate games, Jack's Open and Jack in the Box, a few minor repairs.
We've got a few games coming in as well now soon.
Yeah, sure have. But we've just got to finish these two off now to make room for the others.
Oh, these should be gone by the weekend, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say so, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay then. Well, once again, viewers, thank you so much for watching. We really do hope this helps you in some way. I hope free play is more...
Yeah, explained better than other videos.
Better explained now, yeah. And as we mentioned, we demonstrate that in all our training courses to people.
Yeah.
Oh, is that how you do it, they say.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this has been another Goat Shed presentation.